space utilization is what people are now having to focus on because they don't have the budgets to go out and build a shiny new building, or they don't think they will at short term at least. So they're having to really make do with what they have. So it's packing more people in, using the space more efficiently, finding wasted space, and renovating and repurposing things for better and higher usage.
Welcome to another Bowtie Tuesday. I am so privileged to be here with Derek Westfall, who is the president of Tradeline Inc, which is now in its 50th year of hosting conferences. Pretty unbelievable. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. Good to be here. I was trying to figure out what it takes to get on the show without a bow tie.
Normally I do bring lots of other bow ties with me, but as Chris said, he's got a nice invisible bow tie on today, and it's really just mastered the perfection of being invisible. But well, awesome, man. Well, one of the things I think that's just so interesting about Tradeline and would love to hear more is kind of how focused I think you all are with the different emerging trends, right? There's lots of conferences people kind of choose to go to, and would love just to get a little bit about your perspective on how you kind of pick out certain topics and then try to kind of design the agenda to bring out things that people are really talking about.
Sure. So we're a conference that is organized for the benefit of the end users of facilities. So their needs, their struggles, and trying to find the solutions for them. So we'll put out surveys and talk to people in the industry and say, what are the pressing issues that you're facing at your organization? And then we try to arrange the conference topics and the conference speakers to address those. So we're kind of think of ourselves as matchmakers between the people that have the knowledge and experience and the people that are in need of it, and bring them all together and watch great things happen.
Yeah, can you talk even a little bit? I mean, one of the things almost in my mind is, basically means that you've been bringing people together as a business, right? Maybe talk a little bit about just like the overall format of the conference and, where, because I think it's really interesting and impactful and kind of create some natural serendipity.
Sure. In terms of like who comes and what they...
Well, yeah, or even you have, general sessions, then breakout sessions.
So we'll bring in a number of end users to present their stories and their experience just solely from their perspective to the other end users in the audience. And that's usually, those are shorter, about half an hour, and they're hitting kind of the high points or maybe some major takeaways from either a project experience, an initiative, something that they're looking forward to starting. And then we have breakout forum sessions, which are 55 minutes, where practitioners and solution providers can get into more detail and maybe share a broader number of client stories and successes, and people can, it's a more intimate format, so people feel more comfortable interacting, and you can get more details in those sessions. And then we have our wrap-up town hall session at the end, where people let their hair down, and any remaining questions that need to be fleshed out, we try to flesh out, send people away with everything they need to know.
I think it's just a really cool way to end the conference, I think, is just where everybody can participate, right? Like it's a big, large group discussion almost. And of course with the final countdown, right? And some, some fun dad jokes in between that at least I always very much appreciate. Tell me a little bit about just some of the bigger topics that you're really seeing emerge right now, especially as you are have some upcoming conferences and designing really what's next after that.
Sure, and you'll appreciate this. Someone at a big R1 university who has been going along huge building tear for decades. After all of the recent cuts, told me space utilization just became mission critical. So we picked up on that, and we've seen that across the sectors we serve, that space utilization is what people are now having to focus on because they don't have the budgets to go out and build a shiny new building, or they don't think they will at short term at least. So they're having to really make do with what they have. So it's packing more people in, using the space more efficiently, finding wasted space, and renovating and repurposing things for better and higher usage.
And so who would you think is, the people who might be interested in coming to Tradelines, right? When you think about who's, if you're either this role or from this institution, or, who do you think is kind of the perfect fit for, hey, if you're one of these roles, titles, interests, whatever, like this is meant for you?
Yeah, so I think we have a good reputation as being a doers conference.
Yeah.
People that have been given a task to do, to accomplish, that need to rally the resources that they need to make it happen. So a lot of people that have been handed a particular project and really need to make sure that it's a success in meeting the goals for the mission of the organization. Like those people want to come and find out how they engage stakeholders, what the latest, greatest solutions are for different types of spaces, maybe different delivery methods they might be considering, and then who are the right team players to get in on those projects. So project managers, people that are overseeing large, high-profile projects that can't afford to have them go off the rails, either in terms of time, budget, or not fulfilling the organizational mission, would be good, likely to benefit greatly from being here and seeing what others have done.
Yeah, I agree. I feel here especially that there's just a lot of like practical conversations that are happening, right? Of course, everybody, including me, loves talking about the future and what that might look like and kind of daydreaming a little bit. But so much of the conversations I feel like that I've had here, and even the presentations are, very focused on like what actually happened, what did we learn, was there ROI attached to it? I think that makes for a really good conference.
Yeah, I appreciate it really when people are willing to come and talk about what didn't work out, how they got into that position, what they would do differently. Sometimes it's not the people that are at that organization that were involved in the decisions that got them there, but are handed the problem of solving it. But not every organization is willing to be that transparent, but man, when they are, it's such a help to others in trying to avoid those same mistakes and find some ways out.
Here's what I messed up, so learn, and everybody leans in,
right? Yeah,
right?
Yeah. We can cut the mics if necessary and keep it off the record, but so that's really fun when someone's willing to come and do that. I really feel privileged to facilitate those types of meetings.
So what's one, maybe to end, what's one thing you've learned this conference or heard or thought that was interesting, even from your perspective of what happened?
I think we're entering the phase where people are looking at really extending the life of the facilities that they have, either through space optimization, bringing different groups together, and also just trying to extend the life of the buildings that they have and addressing all the deferred maintenance programs that problems that are pervasive, and especially in higher ed. I mean, we heard some very large numbers.
For sure.
And it's a big problem, but if money is tight, they got to find a way. And so more emphasis on that probably in the next few years.
Yeah, I'm a hopeless optimist with this, which is like whenever times are tough, I think it always creates just the most opportunity, the most creativity of we have to figure out a solution because we're being forced to, and that often can sometimes be revolutionary.
Yeah,
which is pretty cool.
It can force innovation, so that's always an exciting time too.
Awesome. Well, Derek, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Great being here.
Thanks for asking.
And for being on this Bow Tie Tuesday, and we'll see you next week.
All right.